Alrighty, welcome back everybody to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII and Final Fantathon, and of course, Hollow Month 8. It has been a, I don't even know how to describe it, emotional week. We have streamed 9 hours straight of zombies challenges, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll be playing more today, as well as Wednesday we had a night stream. We've streamed like 13 hours that day. It's been nuts. We have raised $1,300 already for my wife and I's adoption fund. We're adopting a third child in the hopefully near future. We've been raising towards that. We've also been raising money towards Animal Arc, our charity, which helps the adoption of animals. So we have the adoption of animals and we have the child adoption, so double adoption. But yeah, it's just been an amazing week, an emotional week. So many amazing people that we've talked to, and just, man, it's been amazing. And today we have so much to talk about. Just, wow, we have a lot to talk about. So before we do though, I looked up, so I didn't want to look up too much, but I wanted to at least make this grind let's playable. So I was like, what can I look up to, you know, just make this go by a little faster without actually looking up anything that's gonna change too much. So I looked up two things. I looked up the best place to grind, which apparently that spot with the King Behemoth and the doggo that we were already using is pretty much the best spot. There's one other spot in chapter 13 that's really, or not chapter 13, chapter 11 I think that's really good. Or no, it is chapter 13, but it's a spot that you can't repeat. Like once you go past it, it's gone. So there's like one better spot, but I can't get back to it now. So yeah, that spot is pretty much already the best spot. So what you got for me, babe? Ooh. Thanks. Yeah, so my throat is killing me this morning because of the ridiculous amount of hours we've streamed. So my wife brought me some tea. Thank you, honey. You're the best. What, taco pie? What? Oh, it's apple pie tea? That's incredible. Thank you. You gotta watch out for Boney. Don't knock him over. If you look at him weird, he falls over. It's the only way to get him. Don't let them know my secret. They can't see it on the camera. Have a good day. So what was I saying? Oh, because I've streamed so many hours, my throat is like gone today. So hence the tea. Oh my god, that smells incredible. So I looked up the best way to grind, which we already found, but then I also looked up, is there an item that helps you grind? And there is. There's an egg that gives you double CP, which is massive. I mean, that will literally have our time grinding. So we're gonna go get that. It is apparently mission 55, which is nice because it's also a mission, so knock off another mission off the list as well. And it's in Awerba, so we're gonna go do that, and then we will grind, and I have an idea for something we can chat about while we grind. Luke, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Is this a... This isn't a teleport one, is it? Oh, it is. But before we get to the grinding and the discussion, I saw all this nonsense about Kate Sith on Twitter. Did you see this? So people are getting upset on Twitter because it came out that Kate Sith is officially Kate Sith. and everyone is upset because it's not catchy. And people are also, the reason that I wanted to say something about it is because people are commenting on my video now, my Cait Sith video, where I didn't really delve too deep into it. I just said, like, hey, it's a made-up character, say it however you want. That's basically all I said on my video. But, like, okay, listen. If we're gonna get into the weeds on this, okay? A lot of names and words and dialect in general is changed when it's coming from other languages and cultures to English. This is something that happens all the time. It's something that happens in Final Fantasy all the time. And you either have to take the extra step to yourself, translate it a different way, or just pronounce it the way that it's brought over. Most people are just going to pronounce it the way that it's brought over. If you're someone that cares about that kind of thing, then you can decide to pronounce it a different way. For example, Aerith. Most people are just going to say Aerith. Some people might even say Eris because it was spelled that way in the original game. That was a mistranslation, but it's still what they played as a kid, so they might still say Eris. If you really care a lot about Japanese culture and keeping Japanese culture consistent in English, then you would say Erisu. But that's your own, that is not how Square Enix decided to translate it. They decided to translate it as Aerith. And there's a lot of, it's not just dialect, it's like culture stuff too. For example, Shiva. Shiva is not a hot chick with ice holding up her boobs. That's not what Shiva is. When they decided to make a game that would go across the world, they decided to change the culture for the game. They're inspired by the culture, but they decided to change the character of Shiva into a chick with ice holding up her boobs. So if you're going to get upset about Ketchi, then you should be upset about Shiva, because that's not what Shiva is. So long story short, these things get changed all of the time. And if you want to get upset about it, there's ways to do it. You could message Square Enix and be like, hey, I feel like, we should respect Gaelic culture and we should pronounce it Ketchi. But screaming about it on Twitter is complete nonsense, because these things are changed all the time. Bahamut was changed, Shiva was changed, Jesus was changed. Jesus's name is not Jesus. It was translated to Jesus from Yahweh. Like, these things are just changed because that's how English works. When words come to English and when culture comes to English, it is changed so that it makes sense in English, or it's easier to say in English, or it's easily digestible in English, whatever the case. That's just the way it goes. So, like, it's just ridiculous to be screaming at people. If you want to tweet at Square Enix and be like, you know what, I think this is important actually, that we should keep Gaelic culture and pronounce it Ketchi, like, that's totally cool, and that's your take, and that's awesome. But, like, to scream about it is complete nonsense, because you'd be screaming about so many other things. You'd be screaming about almost every character in the whole Final Fantasy series if that were the case. So, long story short, don't yell at people on Twitter. Also, just looking at it from a distance, it's like, is this not like the biggest example of virtue signaling you've ever seen? Who cares about the ancient Gaelic fairy creature Ketchi? It's not even like a huge, it's such a minor thing that no one said anything about until they put it on Twitter, and then they're like, oh great, another thing to get mad at Square Enix about. Like, give me a break. The 90% of people, actually, you know what? I'm gonna, this is a really hot take. 100% of the people yelling at Square Enix about this is people that didn't even know about it until they looked it up, okay? The people that care, the people that have a connection with Gaelic culture, they're the people that are nicely talking to Square Enix, or nicely talking to the people around them and saying like, hey, it'd be really cool if we could actually have it be Ketchi, because they actually care about it. Usually if I see someone yelling on Twitter, I immediately get the impression that they don't care. Like they're just virtue signaling, you know what I mean? If you actually really do care about it and you do have a connection with it and it matters to you, you're the one making an actual good discussion about it. You're the one making a video about it where you actually talk about it and break it down. You're not the person screaming on Twitter in all capital letters, you know, and calling people names. So whenever I see something like this, that's just always the take I get is like, if you're offended enough to scream about it on Twitter, then you're not actually that offended. If you're really offended about it, you're the one actually making a discussion about it, trying to get people to care about it, talking to your peers about it, et cetera, you know. So that's all I have to say about that. Hopefully it dies down. And it would be cool, actually, if Square Enix did do something about it. But, yeah, no. Not the way to go about it, guys. Truly. Truly, just more Twitter nonsense. Kozan, my man. The $200 donation. Oh my god. Crystar and Crime. Oh no, not Crystar. Tell me this is a meme. Not Crystar. Oh no. Tell me Kozan's joking. Oh my god, we hit our first incentive. Ladies and gentlemen, we have hit our first incentive. We are going to be opening a MTG Everwilds, right? Box on stream. I am so excited. That is going to be so much fun. Someone call Snipes and let him know. Oh my god. That's going to be incredible. Wilds of Eldraine. That. Why am I need to go back to Lightning? Oh man. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much, Kozan. You enjoyed it? Oh my god. Dude, I watched the trailer for that game and it looked so terrible. Please tell me it's better than it looks in the trailer. The trailer looked so bad. Man, maybe the trailer just sucked, man. I respect your opinion on games, so if it's actually good, we'll have to try it. Maybe I do. Dude, I told you, I need to get a job as a trailer creator because trailers blow. I'm so sick of watching bad trailers. Did you get any microtransactions? That game has like a ton of microtransactions too. Yo, that's true. That is true. I got the battery pack for the robot. Should I go make him? Hey, get out of the way. I can change... yeah, the game has like a ton of microtransactions as well. That was the other reason why I was like, yikes. Not that that automatically makes the game bad, but it was like a game that didn't look like it should have microtransactions, and it had a bunch of microtransactions. I'm pretty sure it had like costumes for the characters in like a RPG that's like a single player RPG. It was weird. Yo, the remake? No, the remake is fine the way it is, but Rebirth should be turn-based. Let me tell you why. I read this post on Twitter where this guy was like, yo, Rebirth should be turn-based. And I was like, yo, dog! Yo, this guy knows. I don't even remember this. I guess because I'm going backwards. Looks different. Would love a classic remake of the game, just HD upgraded. Bro, that's what Ever Crisis is. That's what they said. A new take on a remake. Please download it and buy all the microtransactions. No, it did. I was just memeing. I picked up your sarcasm. Don't worry. So wait, this is... So where the heck's this hunt? Oh, it's probably... I probably have to go through... Wait. I'm lost. It said on top of a house. It said... On top of the garden building in Owerba. It should be the first building you can actually enter. For some reason it's not on the map. Kylio, thank you so much for the 28 months. Man, it's been such an incredible week already. We will be tackling more zombies maps after Final Fantasy XIII today. And then we're back on the grind next week. So apparently it's up there. Actually, maybe not, because you can't enter this building. I love how this music plays even when you're battling in this area, even after the story. Yes, we just talked about that. Back up 3 minutes. Oh man, that tea is banging. So I have the taco pie, yeah. I swear she said taco pie. Yo, thank you, Shorters. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you. So I have a special list that we're gonna talk about once we start grinding. And I want all of your guys' opinions on it. We're gonna be a very active chat today. We're gonna fully discuss this list. Okay, is this... No, this is where the robot is, isn't it? No. No, I'm trying to find Hunt 55. I can't find it. Yeah, you know. 55, everyone's favorite hunt. How does it feel to be a Final Fantasy XIII nerd, Snakeboat? How's that? Is that a good feeling? By the end of this, I'm gonna be a 13 nerd. Yikes. So it's a... I said the first building I could enter. This is the first building I could enter. I think this guide just blows. Oh look, it knows my strat.
Wide open.
How's it going, heroes? You missed my Twitter rant. Too slow. Actually, it's called X, and you've insulted my culture by calling it Twitter.
Hey, hey, look who's back.
Busty, thank goodness.
Whew, you're a lifesaver, Saz.
Nah, it was just a quick tune-up. Don't mention it.
Was there any point to that? The towering Animantoise is the undisputed king of this steppe. Get too close and even a chocobo will turn tail feather and run. Wow. He just told us that the turtle is scary. Thanks for the update. Maybe they meant the first building you can enter from the other side. Or something. Oh, I see one. I think I saw one. There we go. That is not the first building you can enter. Can't we all just get along? Alright, so... the problem with this is the same guy that I was trying to beat in the trial. So I'm probably going to struggle the same amount. But if I can beat him, we'll get the double egg. So I might have to grind until I can beat him and then get the double egg and then do the rest of the grind. But this one might also be weaker, I don't know. It is an A rank, so probably not. What do you mean the second donation thing? Yes, that is an enemy that is just an arm. All of the commands are in the title. They always are. Okay, so this is... it's in the steppe. But which step? Egra's pasture. I don't remember what that is. Let's go to Central. I think that's where you need the chocobo. Oh, you're talking about the next incentive. Yeah, it's all on the Hollow Month page. Yes, the next one is a Forbidden Memories challenge run. And it's a hot one. It will force us to play the game very differently. Very excited for that. Where's the closest? Does it not show Chocobo's on the map? I thought it did. Oh, over there. Well, I ain't playing it unless we reach the incentive. We got other things to play. We got trophy quests to jump back on after Hollow Month. Okay, over there. So I have a feeling I die a horrible death here. But let's find out. Yeah, so the last challenge run I did, though, the no chips and codes, that just made the grinding harder. The final boss gauntlet was still the same difficulty in the end. This challenge run will actually completely change the way we play. The game will be harder, not just longer. I'm just a COD zombie streamer full-time 24/7. Does that mean that these characters are zombies? Because I wouldn't disagree with you. I brought up an interesting discussion in one of the comments I got. They were saying that Lightning isn't the main character. Well, she's the main character, but she's not important. Like, she's not that important to the plot. And I responded with like a hypothetical question. Is it important for the main character to be the most important character? Like, can you have a game where the main character isn't the focus of the story? And like, I can think of a couple examples, but in those examples, the main character still pushes the plot, even though they're not the main focus. Like 10 is probably a good example. Like, Yuna is pretty much the main character of 10, but Titus pushes the plot, and whatever he does is what makes things happen, you know, so like it still works. I was also thinking of like a lot of FPS games like BioShock. BioShock, the villains are way more central and important than the guy you're playing. But the guy you're playing is what pushes the plot and makes everything happen. So it kind of works. But then there's other games where, like this game, where Lightning is supposed to be the main character, and I feel like she's supposed to be more important, but she's just not. And she's just along for the ride for like 95% of the game. And that's where it gets to be bad, because you don't want your main character to be along for the ride. You know what I mean? Even if they're not the main focus of the story, they can't just be along for the ride, or else you just kind of feel like you're along for the ride, you know? I don't even know what I should do here. I wonder if Deceptisol would actually work. I'll just do this. Then again, he's just gonna take it out anyways. Man, he starts with his little minions too. Yikes. Maybe that means he won't summon them though. Oh, yep, that didn't work. Oh god.
New strategy.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even remember our strat.
Thanks.
I can't even cure because they keep canceling me. I got this.
Odin.
Odin's gonna kill him. Oh my god, that damage.
Out of my way. We do this together.
Let's ride.
No time to waste.
Don't seem to be doing much damage. I almost killed one.
Until next time.
And now we're done. Alright.
No.
So now that we at least have this guy on the map, we can go grind and then try to beat this guy when we're ready. Now we don't have to go through the whole trial every time just to fight him, and if we beat this one, we'll get the egg. So. But yeah, we just need more health, I would say. It's probably like the biggest thing. I also... Well, I don't think my equipment's right, first of all, because I was grinding, I think, right? No? No, my equipment's right. I also would like to try to get strong enough to fight turtles. So I could start getting their stuff, because I know their stuff is really good. For upgrades. I probably need to explore upgrades a bit more, too. The grind spot's on the other side of the map. I wonder how the summons work in terms of strength. Like, I would have to imagine they just scale with your power. But lightning's like mega strong because of her weapon. Odin still kind of does poop. Too bad the small turtles don't really give you much. Maybe. Have something to do with the Caesarium. Ow. Get out of here. Cactuar. But yeah, I don't think, to go back to what I was saying before, I don't think that the main character has to be the most important character, but they do need to either be the most important character or push the plot along in a way that makes us feel like we're doing something. If it doesn't have one of those two things, then they shouldn't be the main character. And by main character, I mean like the one you control. The one that's obviously like the player character. Like lightning. Get off the chocobo. Get off the chocobo, lightning. Alright. So... I don't know if having two of these matters. Probably doesn't, but might as well. And I could try to upgrade a scarf, but honestly, I don't think it much matters. Because, like, I don't want to attack too fast anyways. Guess it depends on how... Holy cow, those reactors I got from the robot. Guess it depends on how... Oh. Oh wait. Let me guess, it does the same thing. Yeah, so I have to do this. I know. No one could ever do it as well as Dark Cloud did it. Dark Cloud's the MVP. Still love that upgrade system so much. Oh right, it's level 1 now. I was looking for a star. Alright, we'll try this. You should, it's so good. And the PS4 port is actually pretty decent, and the trophies are actually pretty decent. Just make sure you don't sell a steal item.
You get a tummy ache.
And it's a great trophy. Okay, so now that we're in grind mode, is that what she said? Is it a tummy ache? Whoa. Okay, wait, this might actually be good. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I like tick him off too fast and then...
Wide open.
I mean, it should still be a fast fight, but we need to try to make it faster. So now that we're in grind mode, I have here IGN's top 100 RPGs of all time. We talked about this, I think, like a few weeks ago. We talked about, I had an old Game Informer magazine that did a top 100 RPGs of all time. And so we're gonna go through this. Don't look it up. I want you all to go through it with me without knowing what's coming. And I want you guys to type, I mean, you can type whatever you want, but also type good if you like where it is, lower if you think it should be lower, and higher if you think it should be higher. Okay? That's the plan. And I don't know when this was written, because I couldn't find a date on it, but it has a picture of Joker from Persona 5, so it's not like ancient. Like, it's at least somewhat new. It's not like the Game Informer one from like 10 years ago, or yeah, like 15 years ago.
Didn't even break a sweat.
So here we go. Number 100 best RPGs of all time, EverQuest. Yay? Nay? Flip it completely. This is top 100, keep in mind. So I mean, the first couple are going to be like, no, we're starting at 100. This is number 100. I feel like EverQuest was pretty influential because I don't even know really anything about it, but I know the name. So I feel like it belongs on the list. And seeing that as though it's 100, I'm not really upset about that. How's it going, Nate? I know the blonde girl on the cover. Dude, this picture that they have here looks like ancient. It looks like frickin' Golden Axe or something. Look at this picture. This looks like... This looks right out of Golden Axe. Whatever. I at least recognize it, so I'll say alright. It says it wasn't the first MMO, but EverQuest was the first to bring the genre to widespread popularity and become a household name. That's fair. I feel like that's fair. Alright, number 99. Wizardry 8. Okay, I feel like they're just going with this RPG is old, therefore it's good. Like, it's old, therefore newer games took from it, therefore it's important. But, I mean... I feel like we're still... I mean, we're at number 99. I feel like that's fine. Wizardry is, like... really old. This says the first Wizardry came out in 1981, and the final game came out 20 years later. Alright, number 98, Titan Quest. 2006. I don't remember Titan Quest. And that was 2006. I was alive at that time. And I still don't remember it. How's it going, Retro? We're talking about the top 100 RPGs of all time. We're rating this list. You know the box art? Well, that's all you really need to know. Who cares about games? We just talk box art around here. I need to wait like an extra second for my other guys to get ready. That's why the scarf really isn't necessary. Why'd they put it there? Let's read. Titan Quest is often shrugged off as another Diablo clone, and while there's something to that argument, it also ignores the interesting things Titan Quest add to the formula to create a wholly enjoyable action RPG. Instead of a well-trodden fantasy setting, Titan Quest looks to myths for inspiration. To that end, as you travel across China, Egypt, and Greece, slaying beasts like centaurs and gorgons while collecting ever more powerful gear. So basically, it was kind of ahead of its time. In a way. Although not really, because Final Fantasy had already taken from... No, wait a second. This game came out in 2006? Hold on a second. This game came out in 2006, and you're trying to tell me that looking to myths for inspiration was a new thing? What about Final Fantasy? What about a lot of other games? What about Diablo? I mean, what? That seems kind of odd. God of War came out, the original God of War... I actually want to say 2006, maybe not. Maybe it was earlier. Somewhere in between 6 and like 2. Survey says... Whoop. ...2005. So yeah, God of War was already out. I think I'm gonna have to give this one a yikes. I think I'm gonna have to give Titan Quest a yikes. Or at least their reason for putting it on there. I can't really give it a yikes because I haven't played it myself, but their reasoning is a bit wonky. Alright, moving on. Number 97, Fable. 2008. What do you guys think? Higher or lower for Fable? I was gonna say higher, but not much higher. But I feel like Fable was pretty big. I think that the thing with Fable is it just hit at a good time because Xbox needed RPGs. You know? So, like, that's why it was so big. It wasn't necessarily the quality of the game, it was just culturally people on Xbox needed an RPG that they could call their own, and Fable came at a really nice time. And it hit that itch for like a game that you could control the outcome and kind of do the whole Fallout thing where you do whatever you want and see how the world is affected. Still, I think it could be a little higher. But there was a game tracking on how far you could punt chickens. How is it not top 10 then? This is IGN's list. I'll keep you up to speed. EverQuest was 100, Wizardry 8 was 99, Titan Quest was 98. Oh, I blew it. It's actually Fable 2. I totally missed that. Fable 2 is the one they put at 96. Does that change anyone's opinion? Or 97, sorry. Does that change anyone's opinion? Fable 2 should be even higher. Seems like a lot of these already... Well, not a lot, but... I'm curious what's coming if we're thinking that these should be higher. They must have a lot of games up their sleeves. Fable 2, that means it's twice as good as Fable 1. Well, I'm guessing Fable 1 just isn't on the list, given how low 2 is, but I guess we'll see. Imagine if Fable 1 is like 50 or something. Alright, moving on. Number 96 is Torchlight 2. I mean, I like Torchlight, but I don't know. I feel like... Oh, it for sure is incredibly so. That's why I wanted to look at a list like this, because we were talking about before, and like, it's almost impossible. It's impossible to rate RPGs in general. They're way too subjective. Stories have too much of a play in RPGs, and stories are just hit different people differently. Every game nowadays is an RPG, so it's hard to even say what should be on the list, you know, because everything's an RPG now. So we've been talking the last couple weeks about how hard it would be to make an RPG list. So that's why I wanted to look at one and see, like, what their attempt is, you know. So anyways, Torchlight 2. I liked Torchlight 2. I didn't beat it, but I played some of it. But I don't know. It just didn't... It did not hit me as a top 100 best RPGs of all time. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was popular. Like, it hit kind of a niche at the time, but... I'm not like against it being there, because it was a fun game, but... It's just not immediately what I think when I think best RPGs of all time. But I'm alright with it being there, I think. Alright. Good, higher, or lower? Number 95, Pillars of Eternity. 2015. Never played. If none of us ever played it, how is it one of the top 100 best? Let me read. Pillars of Eternity excels on any number of fronts, but its dialogue and vocal performances are among its strongest suits. That's a good thing too, because one adventure through this Baldur's Gate-like RPG spans dozens of hours. And many of those hours are spent chatting with a variety of compelling characters. Making things even more interesting is that your dialogue options depend on your character's stats. So, like, it's just one of those RPGs, whatever they're called. Which I'm not a big fan of. But I can think of a lot more influential ones. But hopefully they're higher on the list. I'll give it a pass because I don't know enough about it. Alright, number 94. Front Mission 3. 2000. Any front missioners in the chat? any waters? Already almost up to 100k. Ahead of its time. I mean, it was developed by Square, so you know it was ahead of its time. I don't know a lot about it, but I feel like 90 is probably a good spot for it. I would not argue that spot. Never played it myself, but I've heard many things about it. I also don't know if wait, there's basically 2 games on the disc, is what they say. Interesting. Alright. Number 93. The Bard's Tale from 1985. I think we're still in this old game equals good. I'm also kind of afraid that we're gonna run out of old games and the top of the list is just gonna be like Elden Ring. Having said that though, probably a good spot for Bard's Tale. You'd better have graph paper on hand before you dive into this dungeon crawler because it offers no map of the intricate mazes you'll find inside. We should play Bard's Tale sometime. That would be a fun one to play. That and Zork. You ever want to make fun of me for being lost? That would be the time. Alright, number 92. Betrayal at Krondor, 1993. Never even heard of it. Any Betrayal at Krondor fans? Any Krondorers in the chat? See you in a minute, Mushroom. Childhood game, but I mean, yeah. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I don't know anything about it. Oldie but goodie RPG, I'm supposing. What was it on? DOS? I almost messed it up. Encyclopedia Britannica.
Easy.
It was an Encyclopedia Britannica game. It's like a choose your adventure inside of an encyclopedia. Alright, number 91. Freedom Force. Wasn't this like a superhero game? This doesn't even look like an RPG. Freedom Force? America the game? Do you remember it? Is it an RPG? Hold on. I need confirmation. Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. This is Freedom Force. This looks like one of the like superhero MMOs, but dude, is there any gameplay or do they just talk? I can't find any gameplay. I don't think there's gameplay. Maybe it's just this video. Full game walkthrough gameplay, and there's no gameplay. Unless this is the gameplay. Wait, this guy's name is Manbot. What are you, loco? Okay, I have no idea what this is. I'm just gonna... I'll just say sure. Sure. Sure, IGN. Sure.